We finally have Diamond Dynasty news for MLB The Show 24. Throughout the video and then especially at the end, I want to know what you think about all the changes, all the news we have for Diamond Dynasty. Let's see what you think down in that comment section. I'll provide my thoughts as I go and then some more at the end of the video too. I guess I'm really hoping from this blog post to see sets and seasons gone. I want to see a brand new mode within Diamond Dynasty, something like a 3 to 5 inning ranked type of mode. And we haven't really had a huge legend reveal. I want to see like a big name legend, a Beltron, an A-Rod, Ichiro, just a big legend reveal. Let's see what's new and changing for Diamond Dynasty and MLB 24. So on theshow.com, they have this developer blog going over Diamond Dynasty updates in the show 24. I haven't seen this yet. I'm going through it for the first time along with y'all. Right here at the top, we've got some bullet points. It's showcasing what they're going to talk about, I guess, in this article. And I'm probably going to read these pretty much word for word right here. But the first one, Team Affinity expands to 3 chapters each season. Okay, so seasons are, I guess, coming back. We learned that in the very first sentence, but there's 3 chapters for Team Affinity per season. I'm interested to see how that works, and more ways to earn progress across multiplayer and single player modes. I will say Team Affinity returning, I liked how you progressed. I liked being able to do it online or offline at the end of the year. It's nice it's going to start out that way. Next one says free cornerstone cards and starter packs for the players at the start of each new season. I'm interested to see what that's all about. Fewer high tier 99 overalls at the start of each season. Now, I was kind of hoping, especially at the beginning of the year, we would have 0 99 overalls. So they say fewer high tier 99s. I'm just interested to see what that actually means, but they're saying this is a major change from 23 Diamond Dynasty. So I guess if seasons and sets are returning, I like that they're at least making major changes, but I gotta wait to see what that actually means besides just describing and saying that it's a major change. There's going to be free weekly packs in the show shop throughout the year. That's pretty cool. More wild card slots. I like that. I've been saying all year for 23 that we needed at least 1 pitcher slot and at least 1 hitter slot. I'm hoping that there's pitcher and hitter specific, and I guess I'm hoping there's at least 2 or 3 per pitcher per hitter. We'll see how that works, but it's unlocked via reward paths. So I'm interested to see how that works. I guess I'm interested to see how everything works. There's more ways to earn and sell high tier cards. I am one of the people, again, this is just my opinion. I don't think everyone's going to agree with this or disagree, but I think that every card should be buyable and sellable on the market. If you don't want to work through a program, but you want to spend your stubs on that card, go ahead. If you want to work through a program, but you don't want to keep the card, you want to sell them, go ahead. That's what I think, that every card should be sellable. I'm interested to see exactly what the more ways to earn and sell high tier cards are. Seasons are now 12 weeks long. Okay, read below for more details on changes, each with contained progression. Don't tell me they're taking away my cards again. Do not tell me they're taking away my cards again. Contained progression. That sounds like they're taking away my cards. I really hope not. And then more frequent Team Affinity content drops. I don't know how to feel about this so far, but I like that seasons are 12 weeks long. To me, that sounds like a decent length. I wasn't a big fan of the seasons, partly, and there was a lot of reasons, but one thing I didn't like was how they were different lengths. It was kind of weird that one was like 5 weeks, another would be 9 weeks. It was just weird that they were all over the place, but I'm still not liking the sound of this contained progression here. And then final bullet point says the live content feature premieres on March 14th, and they're going to dive deeper. So I guess that feature premiere on March 14th is Diamond Dynasty. That leaves one other feature premiere on March 7th. What are they going to cover? Road to the Show and franchise and one feature premiere? That's seeming like those modes aren't going to have enough changes. I guess we'll have to wait and see. They say they're thrilled to share with some of the changes that they're making to Diamond Dynasty and MLB 24. Let's read some more details about these bullet points that we've seen, see if there's maybe some other information that they didn't list here. A sentence that stands out to me is they say that they know their players want to build the best team possible, however, in whichever mode they choose. And I like this. It seems like we're not going to be forced to play any mode that we don't want to play. We're going to be able to earn progress how we want to play. So I like that they're starting the year out that way rather rather than doing that as the year goes on. So the first big headline we have, introducing seasonal Diamond Dynasty. I thought they introduced it last year. I guess we'll have to read. Maybe that's just specifically the 12-week season. So they're saying that seasonal Diamond Dynasty is taking a refined approach to building our DD team, featuring new cards released exclusively each season, and it brings that familiar feeling of going from lower to high rated cards, but at this time a more accelerated pace contained within each 12-week season. Now, I'm kind of liking the sound of that because it sounds like each season will have its own power creep. It's not going to be like MLB 23 where it just kind of got almost worse and worse as it went on. Way too many 99s, I felt like. So maybe we're having mini power creeps each season, each of those 12-week seasons. They say while some of the highest rated season 1 cards will be 91 overall at launch, that's a good sign. We expect most fans will work their way up by building and strategizing with silver and gold teams before reaching those high 90 overalls that'll be released throughout the course of each season through new and more frequent Team Affinity content drops. They're really seeming to lay in heavy so far to Team Affinity. They hope that we're ready for more team building opportunities and new strategies as we upgrade our lineup. Here are some of the tools to help us along the way. So for team building and strategies to upgrade your lineup, the first thing they talk about is in-season cards. And right here we can see season 1, I'm guessing, is that S1. We see a gold card. They mentioned that in-season cards are any cards released during the current active season. For example, season 1 cards display that S1 like we see right there in the upper left corner, which means that any cards you earn at launch can be added to your ranked lineup during season 1. And then as we go into the new seasons, okay, this is important. Are they going to take my cards away? Any cards that are no longer in season can only be used in a wild card slot for all subsequent seasons. This is an important change to MLB The Show 23 where cards could overlap into 2 seasons. Our aim here is to keep the season to season experience fresh. Isn't that what the point of a yearly release is? If y'all are making me pay full price for a new game every year, why are you taking away my progress mid-year? I could get it if this was a game like Fortnite where it was just a yearly update or seasonally updates, but they're making me pay full price for a new game and then they're taking my cards away. Now, I fully understand what they say, that their point is to keep the season to season experience fresh and ensure new cards with lower overalls will have their time to shine as well. I get the reason that they're making this so you can't use the cards in the other seasons. It looks like we have some more wild card slots, which sort of helps with that. But my biggest thing is if we go up in their post, they mention after listening to all the insightful feedback gathered from last year. And I don't know about y'all, but majority of the feedback I saw was take away sets and seasons. Maybe I was in my own little echo chamber, but majority of the feedback I saw didn't like the sets and seasons. They didn't like that they took your cards away for a new season. And now they're just doubling down on it. That doesn't really seem like they're listening to feedback, but again, maybe the feedback I saw wasn't the majority. And I'm sorry if my voice gets a little hoarse or I'm low on energy today. I'm not allowed to eat or drink anything for the next 4 or 5 hours. Got a little kind of doctor's appointment procedure thing going on later. And hopefully y'all don't mind me sharing my thoughts as I go along. It's just I don't think I could keep all this in my head towards the end of the video. But let's keep scrolling down. Let's keep reading about Diamond Dynasty and MLB The Show 24. So this looks like the team building screen for MLB 24. We can see at the top right, it looks like you have 4 wild card slots. Again, they mentioned that these are going to be things you unlock by playing the game. You don't just start with the 4 wild card slots, you have to unlock them. I personally wasn't the biggest fan of the new changes to the team building interface, the UI, the screen, and I preferred other years. It just seemed a little bit more user friendly. This one having to go right and left and up and down. I like the way it was set up in the past, but it looks like last year's version is returning, which isn't that big of a deal. I just think I prefer the old way they had it. But this is the team building screen. We can see what looks like 4 wild card slots. It also looks like there are going to be core cards, but I'm not seeing any live series cards here, at least yet. I'm assuming those are still going to be core. And look, they talk about core cards right here. So core cards are returning to Diamond Dynasty. They can be earned in all seasons, all modes, and include 1,200 plus live series cards from all 30 clubs. So right now it's seeming like the only core cards we know about are live series, but I would assume, you know, collections, those live series ones, I would assume those rewards will be core as well. And I guess this is our first look at the live series cards in Diamond Dynasty. What do y'all think about the art for the live series cards? I think it looks pretty cool. I'm a fan. I don't mind this live series card art at all. I'm actually okay with this. I think this looks good. And then they say to be on the lookout for extra special core card collection rewards of legends and flashbacks, including a special launch collection featuring the MLB 24 cover athlete Vlad Jr. So right away, and we see it's not a 99, we see a 91 Vlad. I'm liking the look of that card art too. So that's cool, I guess. There's a special collection to start the year for a 91 overall Vlad Jr. Man, I wish I could drink water right now. My throat is bothering me. They go on to talk about the wildcard slots. I am interested to hear a little bit more about this. They say wildcard slots are returning, but with a twist, you can unlock multiple wildcard slots up to 4 total, which that's a decent amount, but I still wish that there were pitcher only and hitter only wildcard slots, maybe 2 to 3 of each. I think I'd prefer something like 3. Pitcher, it's just a little bit tough because you only have a 5-man rotation, whereas you have a 9-man hitting lineup. So I think I would have actually liked to see 2 pitcher slots and 3 hitter slots, but that's just me. And you're going to be able to earn these from the Season XP reward path. This begins in Season 2 just because you have no need for them in Season 1. And I'm guessing you'll be able to earn all 4 of them from that Season 2 XP reward path. I'm guessing they're not going to make us wait till Season 3, right? To be able to earn like the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. I'm assuming all 4 of them will be able to be unlocked through that Season 2 XP path. So I guess they say it's never too early to start thinking about your Season 2 team building strategy, man. Oh, okay, I guess. Is anyone else surprised that the quality on some of the clips and screenshots that they've shown throughout these posts have been so bad? Like, why is the screenshot right here super blurry? Either way, we can kind of see a 91 overall Joe Mauer. Maybe this is our first look at the Team Affinity rewards, except that's also looking like a 3. And it says at the top Season 2. So is this card not even going to be available Season 1? Is this a... I can't tell. Maybe that is a 2 because these are Season 2 cards. I wish I could see this picture a little bit better. Let's keep scrolling down. They say, now you may be wondering what goodies will help me start building my Diamond Dynasty squad each season. And those appear to be cornerstone cards, seasonal starter packs, and head start rewards. And Diamond Dynasty players are going to be getting free rewards at the beginning of each new season. And that starts with a cornerstone card choice pack, which is available on day 1 or whenever players are deciding to start the new season. And then they explain what actually are cornerstone cards. And cornerstone players are captain cards with special abilities that'll help you build your team of baseball superstars at the beginning of each season. A cornerstone choice pack will be delivered to you in your inventory, so it's not from the shop, it's just going to start in your inventory, and you're going to be able to choose 1 of 4 seasonal player cards as your cornerstone captain. And they say we'll have an important decision to make. Do you want to start your team with a ghost fork thrown ace? Okay, so they're just talking about the types of players. Or would you want to do somebody like an all-star infielder, speedy outfielder? And these 4 cornerstone captains have unique team building boosts for your dream archetype, so choose wisely. And it looks like they show us these Season 1 cornerstone cards. We can see a Nolan Arenado. As a Cardinals fan, I'm happy to see that. As an MLB The Show fan, I'm happy to see a Byron Buxton. They also have Kodai Senga and Greg Maddux. I'm kind of wondering why he has the new here, but none of these 3 other guys do. Maybe they just took this screenshot from a pack and maybe Kodai was the one they chose or something like that. Now, what I'm really interested to see is what the boosts for these captains are. I've always kind of been in the boat where I thought captains were cool, but I would have preferred something like a team chemistry type of deal where you don't have a captain that you have to use, because if you want to use one of their boosts, you're forced to use the card. I would have preferred something where it's, if you have a certain amount of players with this unique stat or from this unique team, then you get a boost, but you're not forced to use a captain card. That's the way I would have liked it to be done, but it looks like captains are returning, and I'm interested to see if these are the only 4 captains. Are cornerstone cards gonna be the only captain cards, or will there be other captains in addition to these 4 that we get at the beginning of each season? We see season 1s right here. So we talked about now those cornerstone cards. We also have the seasonal starter pack. So in addition to the cornerstone choice packs, you're going to be getting a free 5-pack seasonal starter bundle. That's going to be showing up in your inventory as well to help you build your lineup and fill collections. And yeah, so basically, at least for season 1, I'm not sure if it'll be different for the next seasons, but you're gonna get 5 free show packs to start season 1 of MLB 24. And just like in previous years, it looks like the head start rewards will be returning, and players will receive better rewards based on how well they perform in the previous season. And that's not for ranked seasons, it's saying how well you perform, at least if it's like other years. That's basically completing content. If you do the collections from season 1, if you make it through the XP reward path from season 1, whatever content they have, Team Affinity is another example. The more that you complete in the game, the more head start rewards you'll have for the next season. And the next thing they talk about is the content schedule updates, and they say seasons will typically run 12 weeks, about 3 months. So that means, I'm guessing, we're gonna have either 3 or 4 seasons. They say at launch, anticipate some of the highest rated season 1 cards to start at 91, with new content drops gradually pushing the bar higher over each contained season until we reach those coveted 99s. So we're getting, I would assume, if I had to guess, probably 4 seasons. I don't know if number 4 would be the last one. It kind of sounds like it based on 3-month-long seasons, and it's also sounding like by the end of each season, we'll have 99s. So there's going to be a power creep for each season, and I guess I'm going to have to wait to see how this plays out. I don't know, man. I really don't know how to feel about this. Like, my gut is telling me I'm still not going to like this as much as the way they did content in previous years. It sounds like we are going to have a power creep for each season, but I don't know that I like that with the game I'm having to buy every year, they're still going to be taking my cards away and everything like that. I get that they're kind of starting over at the start of each season. That's why they're taking them away, is they don't want people to have all 99s. I just don't know if this is my favorite way that they have to do content. I don't know if this is the way that I like them doing content the most. And then they say that those with a sharp eye will notice much smaller amounts of high-rated diamonds at launch, and they write that they heard their fans, that they heard us on this topic. And it looks like we're hearing about some core rewards. So they say most of the game will follow the new gradual climb in overalls each season, but there is one outlier. So it looks like this might be the only 99s that are non-season specific. They say that the live series collection reward is still going to be that sweet 99 overall core reward once the collection's completed. So it still is a thing in 24. And this reward will take a considerable amount of time and skill. So be prepared to level up not only your squad, but also your prowess on the sticks if you want to earn it. I really hope that they're not making us reach a certain level in ranked seasons or do something crazy to be able to unlock the live series collection. This scares me a little bit. I mean, if it's missions, that's kind of cool. It's not just buying the cards. But I don't know if that's something that needed to change. I don't know if they needed to change the live series collection. Now, I don't want to knock it until I try it, but that sounds scary to me, man, that we're going to have time and skill in addition to buying the live series cards to be able to get that collection reward. I really want to see what that actually means. A saying that their development team has coined is that it feels good to be bad and then get good. They're hoping that the players of MLB The Show also will share that sentiment and play to 99 with us as every season unfolds. We take a first look at this season 1 XP reward path. So it looks like the XP reward path is coming back how it was last year. We see a little bit of a different design to Ballin' as a Habit. I'm hoping they design the odds a little bit differently, make them a bit better. We see headliners are coming back. We see pitcher captains, hitter captains. We see chase packs under the bonus rewards. We see stubs. We see a banner that we've seen in other years. I see a postseason card over here. So the core, whatever those are called, what are they called from the start of the season? The cornerstone captains are not going to be the only captains. It looks like we're going to have other hitter captains and pitcher captains from the XP reward path. I'm guessing that means we'll probably see them in Team Affinity and other areas of the game as well. And I just want to mention, for all my opinions, that's exactly what they are. Just because it's my opinion doesn't mean that it's right or wrong. You could completely disagree. You could agree with me. All I'm given when I talk about things and how I feel are my opinion. That doesn't mean I think that I'm 100% right. That's just the way that I personally feel. And the way I'm personally feeling so far is that this is MLB 23 1.5. Like, all of this so far is seeming like a patch or a DLC, an update, rather than a completely new game. I get that it's hard to make a completely different game from year to year, but in other years of MLB The Show, we saw a lot more changes. I don't know the best way to put it into words, but it just so far does not seem like there's huge changes, that there's just kind of fixes and patches more than a new game, if that makes sense. But from what we've been seeing, they also think that the game's in a pretty good spot and that there's just kind of small or little things that they need to change and that they don't need to do huge overhauls. Either way, let's keep scrolling down. I'm hoping to see a brand new mode within Diamond Dynasty, kind of a shortened, expressed ranked seasons, weekend league, something like that. I'm hoping to see Carlos Beltran, A-Rod, Ichiro, like a huge legend reveal. It looks like we still have more stuff to talk about. The next thing is sellable rewards and free packs weekly. Please make every single card buyable and sellable. That's at least the way that I would want to see it. They mentioned that seasonal Diamond Dynasty is not the only big change that we're introducing this year. Bro, they introduced seasons last year, not this year. They were also in the game last year. I get that they're changing it, but it's not like they're introducing something completely new with the seasons. But they say they've had a renewed focus in their game economy, with dedication to more frequent Team Affinity content drops. They want to ensure that some of those top tier player cards can be accessible to all. In MLB The Show 24, there's going to be more ways to attain the high tier reward cards from modes like Ranked, BR, and Events. I like the sound of this, and I'm really hoping that we're not seeing a non-sellable stuff in those modes. They say ranked programs will feature sellable rewards, including a new exclusive program player reward for you to earn in solo or co-op gameplay. So to me, this sounds like, in addition to the World Series rewards, somewhere in that program, they're going to stick a diamond reward for us to unlock, kind of how in the XP reward paths, they sometimes have just a one standout player, like that Milestone Acuna from last year. Then they say that for Battle Royale Flawless, it's going to be 10-0 instead of 12-0. I like that change. I get that it should be hard, but I still think the average player, majority of players, are still not able to go 10-0. I like that it's down from 12-0. I'm interested to see, though, as the year goes on, what the prices of those flawless cards are, and if they're way too low, are they going to give us extra stubs? I just don't want it to be pointless to go flawless. I don't want the rewards to be worth nothing, but I'm liking the sound of stopping 12-0 and making it 10-0 instead. And they say that events are now 2 weeks instead of just 1 week long. I kind of like that, because it seemed like they were going through them way too fast. I'm still hoping we see something added. We've had ranked, we've had BR, we've had events, Team Affinity, XP Path. We've had all of the same things for so long. Where's the new mode? And maybe we're going to read about that, I'm hoping. And for everyone, starting when the game launches, keep your eye on the show shop for a free pack every single week of MLB The Show 24, and that includes some themed drops throughout the MLB season. And here's a hint for the first themed freebie. Where will the first MLB games be played during the regular season? I had to Google this. If I'm not mistaken, if Google's right, it's in Seoul, Korea. So it looks like we should be getting some special cards, some free cards from those first games in Seoul. Next up, they go on to talk about where should you expect rewards in MLB 24. We want to create a better balance of how the players can earn rewards throughout Diamond Dynasty. If you're someone who focuses on multiplayer modes, battle royale, ranked events, you'll have the opportunity to earn the higher rated rewards initially. And on the other hand, if you prefer single player modes like mini seasons, Conquest Showdown, you'll be able to have the opportunity to earn better rewards over time as the overall progression escalates. Here's a look at the Ranked 1 program, and we see a stub millionaire pack. It contains one item. I'm really interested to see what that means. We see the redesigned Ballin' as a Habit. We see the standard packs, and we can see stubs and XP along the way. But what is the stub millionaire? What is this millionaire pack? Now, scrolling on down, the next headline is more Team Affinity than ever before. Team Affinity's been a fan favorite content release for years and a pinnacle place to find and earn cards from your favorite teams. In the new seasonal Diamond Dynasty, Team Affinity will be released 3 times per season. Okay, so Season 1, Chapter 1 is at launch, Season 1, Chapter 2 is mid-April, and then Season 1, Chapter 3 is in May. And we can expect 30 new player cards, 1 from each team, just the way it's been in previous years, with each new chapter. So it looks like every team per season is going to get 3 cards through Team Affinity. It looks like they're maybe starting at 89s, and I would assume that they're probably going to have the Chapter 1s be a little bit lower overall, Chapter 2 be a bit higher. Then I wonder if Chapter 3, if that's going to be 99s. And if those are in May, and if they are 99s, when is Season 2 starting? Because I would think you probably wouldn't have that much time to unlock and use the cards from the Chapter 3 season. That's just kind of how that's feeling to me, but I guess it's going to depend on when Season 2 would start. Look for these Team Affinity Chapter 1 bosses in Team Affinity at launch. We see a veteran. We see a new legend. Twins legend Brian Dozier. As someone who's been playing Diamond Dynasty since MLB 15 The Show, Brian Dozier is definitely an MLB The Show legend. Shout out to Carl, dude. And I'm hoping he's not the only new legend we see today. I still want to see a huge name. Brian Dozier definitely is a legend. He's not playing in the MLB anymore, but I want to see somebody like A-Rod, Beltran, Ichiro, a huge name legend we haven't had revealed yet. But here's another new legend for MLB The Show 24, Brian Dozier, and we can see a look at this 89 overall veteran series, 101 power for him versus left-handed pitching. We see Vlad Sr., and it looks like the Takashi Okazaki cards are returning here for MLB The Show 24. He's going to be the Nationals Team 1, Season 1 Team Affinity card. It looks like Brian Dozier will be the Twins Season 1, Chapter 1. Man, this is going to get confusing. It's going to get to be a mouthful, but at least right away we know Brian Dozier for the Twins Chapter 1 Team Affinity card, and Vlad Sr. Chapter 1 for the Nationals. Those legends are 89 overalls in Chapter 1 at launch, but then each chapter of Team Affinity in Season 1 will have better and better player card overalls. So Chapter 2 should be better than Chapter 1. Chapter 3 should be better than Chapter 2. Next up, they have a Team Affinity Q&A. And they say that Team Affinity is a fan favorite, and maybe it is. And again, this is my opinion, I'm kind of tired of Team Affinity. We've been having to do Team Affinity for so long. I will say, if they have the innings pitched where you can just earn vouchers by playing games in any mode, I think that's a huge thing to have in the year. But I really don't want to feel like I'm forced to just grind showdowns and moments and all of this stuff for every division each season, and now it looks like it's going to be 3 times per season. I've just been kind of burned out on Team Affinity from the last few years, especially from MLB 23. It just has me feeling burned out on Team Affinity, so I don't know if I'm really liking that they're tripling down on Team Affinity. I think I would have rather seen them triple down on a brand new mode. But let's read their Team Affinity Q&A. So the first question they have for us is, if Team Affinity rewards roll out faster with better rewards, will it take longer to earn them? Good question. And the answer is that, as mentioned previously, there's now 3 chapter content drops per season, 6 division programs each, but progressing through these programs will be quicker than years in the past. Okay, so maybe I won't get burned out. If they're going to be quicker to get through, maybe I won't be burned out because I'll be done before I can get burned out. The next question, will I have to play specific modes? That's exactly what I'm wondering. Will I have to do Conquest? Will I have to do Moments, Showdown, everything like that? And they say that their goal is to add enough Team Affinity content to every chapter and let you choose your own path in Diamond Dynasty. Expect moments, multiplayer missions, single player missions, repeatable missions, and then obviously conquest maps, showdowns, exchanges with each new drop. With that being said, apparently they still want Team Affinity each release to feel unique, from the types of moments, mission variety, the amount of conquest maps and showdowns, and they're envisioning that each Team Affinity chapter will be a little bit different throughout the year. I like the sound of that. It sounds like it's not going to be doing the exact same thing each time, and I think that's a good way to make it so people don't get burned out, because they're not doing the same things over and over. Next question is, are there any repeatable ways to earn Team Affinity progress? Yes, they're going to have Team Affinity vouchers that can be earned repeatably in a number of modes, and you can choose where in the 6 Team Affinity division programs you wish to exchange them, and these vouchers will be unique to each season and chapter. So it's not going to be the same way to earn those vouchers each season, each chapter. They're going to be changing it up as the year goes on, as the seasons go on. I like the sound of that. It really sounds like they're making it so they don't want people to get burned out by doing the exact same things over and over. And it looks like the final question for Team Affinity is, where can I earn Team Affinity progress? You can play anywhere in Diamond Dynasty. And it looks like to start the year, rather than just having innings pitched with any pitchers, it looks like each division is going to have its own mission. So say you're using an AL East pitcher for one game, you'll be earning progress through that. Another game, maybe you're using NL Central, that will have its own mission. I don't know if I like that. I think just based off the sound of it, I would prefer where it doesn't have to be specific divisions for each mission, but it does sound like no matter what mission, if you complete the AL East mission, you unlock a voucher. You could use that voucher for any division, not just the AL East, but it does look like there's going to be division-specific missions to be able to earn those vouchers, even though you can use the vouchers for any division to earn progress. And that looks like the end of the Team Affinity Q&A. The next headline is, play your way. However we choose to play Diamond Dynasty this year, whether it's going to be single player or whether you're playing online multiplayer, they want us to get to our favorite rewards. They can't wait for us to experience the new and exciting changes coming to seasonal Diamond Dynasty, and they look forward to revealing a new class of legends and many more fun surprises soon. I'm hoping that new class of legends includes some new big name legends. Don't forget to mark our calendars. They're going to be going over the live content in the feature premiere on March 14th, the afternoon, evening before early access. And always keep an eye, blah, blah, blah. Before we go, they want to send a huge shout out to everyone in the show community. Our passion is shining clearly at all the lively discussions, constructive feedback we're posting every single day. And this looks like it might be a sneak peek at what they're calling the new class of legends. I could be wrong. Maybe that has nothing to do with each other. But to me, this looks like probably a legend card. Does this look like a legend, like a Cooperstown, a Hall of Fame card? I'm seeing what looks like a Hall of Fame plaque in the background. I'm trying to look closely and see who this could be. It's looking like a right-handed hitter. It's almost looking like maybe someone from a team with like some green sleeves. I can't really see. If anyone has some guesses on who this might be, definitely let us know in the comments. Just from this blurry picture, I can't quite make out who it is, but it's looking like they're adding a Hall of Fame, a Cooperstown Legends series to MLB 24, at least from this blurry picture. That's what it's looking like, and it's looking like that's the end of the Diamond Dynasty blog, and it looks like no big legend reveal. We did get Brian Dozier, but it also looks like, unless they're going to tell us about it on the 14th, no new mode within Diamond Dynasty, it's still going to be the same old ranked seasons. BR, I guess, is down to 10-0 instead of 12-0. Events back to 2 weeks long. We still have Team Affinity, except there's going to be 3 Team Affinities per season instead of just 1. But instead of introducing new stuff, they're just changing all the old stuff. And I really wish we were getting like a completely new mode. I still am longing for some type of weekend league or some faster ranked seasons, something like that. In the comment section, please let me know your thoughts on everything. I want to hear, what do you love, what do you hate, what are you scared of, what are you excited for? Any thoughts that came up throughout this video, please drop them down in the comment section. I want to see discussions. I want to see people agreeing, disagreeing. I just want to see what you think about everything they talked about in this Diamond Dynasty developer blog. I guess to try and quickly summarize my thoughts, this is really feeling to me like MLB The Show 23-2. I don't know how to explain it. It's almost not feeling like it's going to be a brand new game. They say they were listening to community feedback, but most of the feedback I saw said that they didn't want the seasons coming back. They're still taking away my cards in Season 2. I'm not able to use the Season 1 cards. I get that they're changing the power creep and everything like that, but for a yearly release, I don't like that they're taking away the cards that they make me earn for. Even if it's just a power creep every season, that's the reason they don't want the 99s coming back. I get we have wild cards. There's 4 wild card slots instead of just 1. That's a nice little change, so it's not like we're completely unable to use the cards and everything. I just don't think I am someone who is ever going to prefer the sets and seasons and wild cards versus the old way that they did content. I don't think I'm someone, and again, this is all my opinion. That doesn't mean I think it's 100% right. It's just the way I feel. I don't think that I will ever prefer the wild cards, the seasons, over the way they've done the content in the past, especially when it's a game that they're dropping a new full price version for every single year. It's not something where, hey, this is a free update to the game, blah blah blah, you know, maybe you have to pay like a DLC fee, like, you know, it's not something like that. It's a completely new game, and it's really not feeling to me like a new game. It's more feeling like an update to the previous game, but I guess you can make that argument for every year. And I guess at the end of the day, I'm someone who's buying the show every year. Based on my comment section, I've had a lot of people saying they're not buying the game if sets and seasons are returning, and I'm interested to see how other people feel and what the player base is like and how the game actually is once it comes out. And I'm looking forward really to just reading the comments on this video and seeing what everybody else thinks. And I'm at this point looking forward to not really March 14th. I guess that's when the full game comes out, is that night, you know, for early access. But I'm really looking forward to the feature premiere on March 7th. We need Road to the Show to have a lot of love, to have a lot of changes, and the same thing with franchise. Road to the Show used to be a fan favorite mode, and I don't know about y'all, but I almost never play it anymore. To me, they almost, I don't want to say ruined, but they kind of killed my desire to play Road to the Show. And from really the first MLB The Show that I played, 06 up until MLB 16, 17, Road to the Show was always one of my favorite modes. And now I find myself almost never playing it. So I really am interested, scared, excited at the same time for the feature premiere on March 7th, because we're running out of time to hear about Road to the Show and franchise.